The morning that begins in peace carries the seeds of a day lived in grace. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about how to make peace your daily morning ritual. Enjoy. There's something profound that happens when you wake up and choose peace before the world chooses chaos for you. Most of us stumble into our mornings, letting the urgency of emails, the weight of yesterday's unfinished business, or the anxiety about today's challenges set the tone for everything that follows. But what if I told you that peace isn't something you find at the end of a long day? It's something you cultivate at the very beginning. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to transform peace from an occasional visitor into a reliable morning companion, and why this single shift can change the entire trajectory of your days. Peace as a morning habit isn't about sitting in perfect silence for hours or achieving some mystical state of enlightenment. It's about making a conscious choice to begin each day from a place of centeredness rather than reactivity. Think about it. When you wake up already rushing, already stressed, already behind, you're essentially programming your nervous system to operate from a place of scarcity and urgency all day long. But when you create space for peace in those first precious moments of consciousness, you're doing something revolutionary. You're telling your mind and body that despite whatever storms may come, you have an anchor. You have a home base of calm that you can return to throughout the day. This doesn't require elaborate rituals or expensive equipment. It starts with something as simple as taking 3 conscious breaths before you reach for your phone. It's about giving yourself permission to exist in the quiet space between sleep and the demands of the day. In that space, you remember who you are beneath all the roles you play and all the tasks you must complete. Consider how different your morning would feel if, instead of immediately checking what the world wants from you, you first checked in with what you need. Maybe it's a moment of gratitude for the simple fact that you woke up. Maybe it's setting an intention for how you want to show up today. Maybe it's just acknowledging that you have the power to choose your response to whatever comes your way. The beautiful thing about making peace a morning habit is that it compounds. Each peaceful morning makes the next one easier to access. Your nervous system begins to expect this gift of calm, and over time, you'll find that peace becomes less of an effort and more of a natural state. You're literally rewiring your brain to default to tranquility rather than tension. This practice also creates what I like to call a peace buffer around your day. When challenges arise, and they will, you're not starting from zero. You're drawing from a well of calm that you filled first thing in the morning. That difficult conversation with a colleague, that unexpected problem at work, that moment when everything seems to go wrong. You meet these situations not as someone who's been running on empty since dawn, but as someone who began the day resourced and centered. The ripple effects extend far beyond your own experience. When you start your day in peace, you bring that energy into every interaction. Your family feels it. Your coworkers sense it. Even strangers you encounter throughout the day are touched by the calm presence you've cultivated. You become a source of peace in a world that desperately needs more of it. Remember, this isn't about perfection. Some mornings will be harder than others. Some days, peace might feel elusive despite your best efforts. That's not failure. That's being human. The practice isn't about achieving a perfect state of Zen every single morning. It's about consistently choosing to begin from a place of intention rather than reaction. Start small. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, take just 60 seconds to breathe deeply and set an intention for peace. Notice how this simple act shifts something inside you. Notice how it changes the quality of your first interactions, your first thoughts, your first responses to the day's demands. Peace isn't a luxury reserved for vacation days or retirement. It's a birthright that you can claim every single morning. It's a choice that's always available to you, no matter what chaos surrounds you. When you make peace a morning habit, you're not just changing your mornings, you're changing your life, one conscious breath at a time. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.